Welcome back to TGTV, and more specifically, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back today to not only my 997 Turbo, but Bicester Heritage. You'll see above me there, we have got Porsche Club GB setting up for their Christmas event. You actually join me on the Saturday. This video is going live on the Saturday night, and the event is on the Sunday the 11th of December. Now in this video, I'm going to go and take you around, show you what we've got in store, but I'll actually probably see some of you tomorrow at the event. I'll leave the link for tickets below to come and join the Christmas party with Porsche Club GB, but we're also going to go for a first drive in my 997 Turbo. I released this car on the channel a little while ago. I've been very busy traveling all around the country, all around the world since, but I'm back and I'm going to give you guys a very chilly first drive in my 997 Turbo, because I got a lot of you saying, TGE, why did you get rid of your 996 Carrera 4S and then get a 997 Turbo, and a brown one at that? So we're going to get into that. We're going to go for a hoon on this very sunny, freezing day. I did get quizzed on the colour of this car. It's actually macadamia metallic. It was actually a standard colour option on the 997 from launch, but not many people chose it. Mr. Andy B, Mr. Andy74B on Instagram, recently got his 992 GT3 Touring in this exact colour, and it looks very nice. I must say the colour does look a lot better most of the time, but it is absolutely filthy. There's salt and all sorts of nonsense all over the roads, so the brown isn't doing its best job today inside the car. It's full of stuff at the moment. This is the interior. I don't actually know the name of the colour of the interior. That's really bad from me, but it's of course got the manual 6-speed box. This also is what I've been using off Amazon, this little thing that gives you Bluetooth sound. It's about a tenner. It actually works pretty well, but I've actually got the Porsche Classic infotainment system coming very soon as well. I've actually bought that, and that actually I'm collecting tomorrow from a chap here at the Porsche event. So I'll see some of you, and if you see me, ask to see the unit because I'll have it on me at the time. Anyway, I'm going to take you around, show you some stuff whilst we're setting up here. I'm not going to show you too much because it's worth coming along. As I say, there are still some last minute tickets available. So if you're watching this on the Saturday night or even the Sunday morning, very early, come down. This is Auto Farm, I believe. This is a selection of some of the cars they've brought along. This one's actually running. I could probably just drive off in it. Not going to do that, as much as that is tempting, because that is absolutely wonderful. That is Auto Farm's RS. We've got a 996 GT3 RS, which is fast becoming a very rapidly appreciating classic, a very rare car. That literally looks like brand new. We've got a Carrera RSR there. We've got a 911S 2.4 and a 996 Carrera. That looks very well, I think in speed yellow there. Anyway, I'm absolutely freezing. We've obviously got Auto Farm's 996 racing car there as well. We'll walk over back into the main hangar, then we're going to get going in the 997. But if you haven't joined Porsche Club GB, you really must do. You get all sorts of benefits. You get 10% off genuine Porsche parts, you get cheaper insurance, you obviously get access to amazing events, and you also get a fuel card, which gets you cheaper fuel as well. There's all sorts of benefits other than that, but make sure you go and join Porsche Club GB. If you've got a Porsche, or a Porsche, depending how you say it, make sure you are a joined up member. It's literally kind of 70 or 80 quid a year, and you get all those benefits, and they're actually a really nice bunch. Right, we're coming into the main hangar here, and I just want to say, this isn't the final display. This isn't going to be what you're presented with if you turn up to the event. I have turned up early Saturday morning, and the event is not until tomorrow. So we've got some of the famous Porsche GB press cars. I actually went around Europe with that one, with my friend Tom driving that one. This is their Heritage Targa in their press fleet. This is actually a friend of mine's car. This is a friend of mine, Jimmy's car. I see him all over the place in this thing. I think it's his car anyway. Yeah, it is. Pretty sure it is. It looks like a mess. I think that's his car, yep. We've got a couple of very cool bits here. We've got an orange Cayman S. It's very nice. They're good news, they are. We've got a roof here as well, a roof in this lovely kind of viola colour with kind of dark champagne centre-lock wheels. Right-hand drive, that is a very, very rare car. What a special, special thing. That is so nice. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, that's here. And then we've got Porsche GB here as well. The great guys at Porsche GB, they've got their kind of classic pop-up, which is here as well, with some models here. This over here then, we've got a 924 Turbo, and this is kind of their marketing car, if you like, for Porsche classic genuine parts. I don't think there's a brand on earth that keeps such a full stock of genuine classic parts as Porsche. You'd be really hard pressed to find anything for a classic Porsche that hasn't got parts in stock with Porsche Germany or indeed Porsche GB. They are able to get their hands on pretty much anything. I think it goes without saying, it is well worth using genuine parts. What else have we got here? Most of you that are familiar with Porsche's classic pop-up, we're familiar with these cars. And actually around here, I don't want to show you too much, but here we go. Look at this, that's chaos. Don't want to show you too much of what's going on. We've got an engine here, you're going to have to come and check that out for yourself, find out what that is. We've also got a Gen 1 Cayenne, because Cayennes now, the Gen 1 particularly, is now technically a Porsche Classic. It is over 20 years old and it is now technically a Porsche Classic car. I think Gen 1 cars are very, very good news. We are actually mooting giving one of those away with Classic giveaways. We want a Gen 1 Turbo potentially. Let me know in the comments whether you'd want a Gen 1 Cayenne Turbo to be given away with Classic giveaways. And on that note, our 996 ends very, very shortly. I think it ends tonight or tomorrow night, depending on when you're watching this video, but it's literally got hours remaining and you can win a 996 Carrera 4S for a few quid with Classic giveaways. That is just about to finish, so go and get involved in that. A few last minute tickets are available for that. I think that is it then from Bicester. I may well come in my 997 GT3 RS tomorrow, not my brown turbo, I don't know. I'll decide in the morning when I wake up what to bring, or if I'm feeling really spicy, my Carrera GT, because they're all actually relatively nearby in the Cotswolds, stored away at the cottage. So we'll see how I'm feeling, what the weather's like in the morning. Chaos here. For now then, let's go and get my 997 Turbo and go for a drive, and I will see some of you back here tomorrow morning. See you then. On the wrist today then, before we get going, we've got the Bulgari Octo Finissimo Sketch. This is titanium, and you actually need to put one of these on and try it to believe it. It literally feels like you're wearing a piece of paper. It's 6mm thin. Anyway, it's going to be a Watch Talk episode on that coming very soon. For now, let's go for a drive. Right, 997 Turbo time. This is the first time I've driven a 997 Turbo on the channel. And what better way than driving my own 997 Turbo? I've been eyeing up one of these for a long, long time, and whilst I had the 996 Carrera 4S, I thought probably not much point me getting a 20-odd-year-old Porsche with a manual box that's four-wheel drive whilst I have the 996 Carrera 4S. First up then, some boring stuff. How much did I pay for the car? I paid £68,000 for it. It is a 57 plate, so it's a late 2007/early 2008, making it the Gen 1 variant of this car. The important thing about that is that means it's a Metzger derived engine, the last thereof, because I believe, and I might get told off for this, I believe the 997.2 Turbo and Turbo S are not Metzger engines. I keep reading conflicting things, and I've seen conflicting things in my comments, but I believe this is the last Metzger variant. Not that that really makes any difference to me on a day-to-day basis. I mean, I couldn't sit here and tell you whether it was Metzger or not. I couldn't close my eyes and be like, ah, yes, that's a Metzger. But it does mean, potentially from a residuals point of view, it may be strong-ish, as Porsche aficionados, they care about this sort of thing. So that might be residually good news. Do I think £68,000 for a 2008 911 Turbo is a good price? It's not a cheap one. It wasn't bottom of the market at all. This particular car had done 20,000 miles, one owner from new, and I've since found out it was a female owner because the daughter of the original owner of this car has actually DM'd me on Instagram to say that was my mum's car. She bought it new from Porsche. quite interesting. And it's had full Porsche history all its life. And as I say, one owner. So quite a rare bird, and actually I'm very pleased I'm out in this turbo today. The roads are a little bit wet, a little bit greasy, a little bit icy, and I'm quite pleased I'm in a four-wheel drive car. Misconceptions then. I thought the car would feel a little bit loose, a little bit baggy, A, being a cab, and I'll get on to why I bought a cab, and B, it being, you know, best part of 20 years old. Well, that's not 20 years old, is it? It's 15 years old. I can't count. I thought the gearbox would feel a little bit awful because it's not a GT product. I thought it would just, all in all, just feel a little bit ropey and need some sort of tightening up and some love. But actually, it feels as tight and solid as my 2010 GT3 RS. The gearbox is a 6-speed manual, same as the GT3 RS. I don't know if it's exactly the same box, but it certainly feels very, very similar. It's very kind of notchy, solid to use. It's got quite a short shift on it, and all in all, it's just a great gearbox and clutch. Clutch on this feels a lot lighter than the GT3 RS. It's very, very easy to use, very difficult to stall it. Day to day, you can just poodle around in it quite happily. Why did I buy a cab then? I think the cab in my garage just fits a bit better. There is a lack of cabs in my garage. Obviously I've got the E93 M3, but I think potentially, you know, if I want to use those back seats, today I'm using them for, well, for rubble. I've actually picked up my PCM unit today when I thought I wouldn't, so that's all in the front. So I've got some stuff for the cottage in the back, and the wind deflector, which you also get with the car, that's in the back. But actually, if I wanted to use it for humans, once you've got the roof off, you can actually put adults in the back. When you've got a coupe, you can't really use the back seats at all, and the back seats is one of the allures for this car, because you can actually use it. Now, how's it drive? Because you don't care about that kind of stuff. You've got sport mode in this car, which switches on your PDCC dampers and also boosts your throttle response and the amount of power going through the wheels, I believe, as well. You've also got a button down here which raises and lowers the rear wing. You do have a chav button even in the turbo. Sport mode, interestingly, in this car, unlike the latter variants, pressing the sport mode button doesn't give you auto blip. It will not automatically blip the throttle for you like it does in the newer ones, which, whilst it makes you sound like a driving hero, it's actually annoying because sometimes you want it in full sports mode, you know, throttle response to be up, power to be up, and all that kind of jazz, but you also want it to be heel and towing, and you can't actually heel and tow in sports mode in the newer manual 911s because the engine will give you auto blip, which is actually kind of annoying if you want to do it yourself. But you can heel and tow and rev match in this car because it doesn't do it for you, which is quite nice, and I think this is one of the last variants in which you can do that. Other concerns I had about it being a cab, I thought driving along it would feel like you were driving along with the window open, there'd be loads of road noise, but as you can hear, we're on a busy road at the moment and it's pretty good. There's not much in it between this and the coupe. Even on motorways, I could still film this video and talk and you'd be able to hear me. So I'm very, very impressed. Very impressed. What was the use case for this car? What did I envisage using it for? Why did I bother buying it? This predominantly, I suspect, will be used for maybe going down to south of France with the girlfriend, going on trips with the boys. It's just a little bit more palatable than kind of bashing around in an RS. Bloody hell, it does shift. You can hear the turbos whooshing, you can hear the flat six. It's not the best sounding car in the world, I'll be honest. The GT3 RS knocks spots off it, sound-wise, but that has always been a criticism of the 997 Turbo. It just doesn't sound that good. I'll forgive it though, and you can fix that. There are loads and loads of aftermarket alternatives to help this thing sound better. I will probably tweak it slightly and just do a little OEM plus exhaust upgrade. I'm open to suggestions on that, so anyone who knows their 997 turbos and just how to open up that sound just a little bit, get a little bit more of the flat six out, I'm all ears, let me know. Other upgrades then I'm going to do to this car then down the line, I'm going to get the DSC suspension box for it. I've seen some YouTubers going on about it, Sam Moore's particularly on his 997 RS. Apparently that active damping box makes a huge difference, so I'm going to go for one of those. I might do some stuff with the brakes, pads, lines, just to get them working to the best of their ability. And obviously you've got the PCM communication lubrication management thing going in as well. Other than that, I'm probably going to leave the car alone. I'm going to leave it OEM plus. I might spray the front lip on the car, that lower tray, that black bit of plastic, potentially the side skirts, and any black plastic around the back, just to give it kind of the aero kit body, obviously without the extra flicks on the aero kit wing. But other than that, it's just going to get left alone. The center caps have got a little bit of corrosion on them, so they're going to get changed. But really, it's a seriously clean car, and there's nothing really drastic that I'm going to need to do with it. It does need a service. It came from Roman St Albans needing a service. They told me it needs a service, it's booked in. But me being a child, I wanted to go and get the car straight from the airport. So I refused to wait, basically. I just went and got it straight away, and I'll book the car in for a service down the line. It had its last service with Porsche at like 19,500 miles, and it's just done 20.5. So we're good to book it in next week. That's it, really. Do I think you should buy a 997 Turbo? Yeah, I do think you should buy a 997 Turbo. Obviously, the Gen 1s, the automatics, are Tiptronic, and the Gen 2 997 Turbos are PDK. If you're going to go auto, I would go for the PDK. Tiptronic's not bad, to be fair, but I would go for the manual if you're doing a Gen 1 car, very definitely. Or I'd go for PDK Gen 2. That would be my choice, and that would be where I went with it. Are you going to be safe residually on them? Yeah, I think if you buy a Gen 1 or 2 manual car for between 40 and 50k, and you look after it, you keep it standard, you keep the servicing up, yeah, I don't see any reason why these things are going to lose money. I really don't. You can't buy a manual turbo anymore unless you want to buy a Sport Classic ducktail thing, which is probably 300 grand on the flip market. So no, I think you're in very, very safe hands. I think you're in safe hands if you buy a manual Carrera S 997. I think you're in safe hands if you buy a 996 Carrera 4S manual. Manual Porsches, what can I say? I've been banging the drum for a few years now, so that message has not changed. For now then, before I disappear, do stay tuned, because I'm collecting my GT3 Touring next week, and that'll be coming to the channel. Classic giveaways is about to end by the time you're probably watching this video, so make sure you buy a ticket for the 996 Carrera 4S. You can win it for less than a tenner. I mean, that's less than the price of a Nando's these days. And make sure, of course, you join Porsche Club GB, and I will see you at the next event if I don't see you tomorrow. For now, thank you so much for watching from my 997 Turbo in Macadamia Brown. Ciao for now. Bye.